If your actions inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and achieve more, you are a leader. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the meeting number 404. Are you looking for a friendly, supportive, and positive environment where people encourages you, lifts you up, and enhances your skills? Then, my dear friends, Toastmasters is the right place for you. The Toastmasters Club has already served and is serving a large number of people to achieve their personal growth and boost up their confidence. Now, let me share you the mission of our club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, which results in greater self-confidence and personal growth. If life throws you a rainy day, play with the puddles. Now, I'd like to introduce you all to the president of Central Delhi Toastmasters Club. He's a man of words. He's a dedicated and passionate Toastmaster who inspires all the club members to achieve more, do more, and learn more. Currently working as the consultant to Government of India in Niti Aayog. Please back me welcome the president of our club, Toastmaster Karthik Bhatia.
Thank you, Kashish, for that great introduction. Before we move ahead, I request everyone to please close your eyes and pray for 30 seconds for world peace. And also remember in your prayers the soldiers who lost their lives in Chhattisgarh. Thank you, everyone. I welcome you all to the very first meeting of the new term, and I thank you all for renewing your membership and supporting the club in these uncertain times. And I wholeheartedly also thank you for supporting the decision of the club to have this meeting completely online seeing the conditions around and also supporting the club in these difficult times. Let's talk about my favorite thing, perseverance. Once a gold miner started digging in a mine and slowly started to get his hands on gold rich ore, he steadily kept getting some gold on his hands and lived off his sales. Then the amount of gold in daily digs started to dwindle and ultimately became nil. The situation was same for few days, and then the miner, bearing losses, completely quit digging the ore and sold his machine to a scrap dealer. The scrap dealer, instead of scrapping the machines, started digging from where the miner had left off. And guess what he stumbled upon? A huge vein of gold. This vein of gold was just 3 feet away from where the miner had left off. One needs to persevere through difficulties and stay focused if you are to become successful. And the times are such these days that only collective efforts will make any and all of us successful. In this pandemic, we've persevered for over a year. It is important now to not let our guard down. We need to hang in there for a few more weeks. We may just be 3 feet away from gold. At this point, I would like to welcome the dignitaries that have joined us today. We have immediate past international president of Toastmasters International, DTM Deepak Menon, who is also a member of this club, and he's also doing a speech evaluation today. We welcome you to the club, sir. Do we have any past president joining us today? Well, I saw Shivam Tiwari also joining us. Shivam is a past member of the club. We welcome you, Shivam, to the club. All right. At this moment, let's hear it from the future Toastmasters of this club. Let's hear it first up from guest Tanmay Kukreja. Guest Tanmay, please turn on your video and unmute your mic. Introduce yourself and let us know how did you get to know about our club. Guest Tanmay, if you can hear me. All right, Tanmay seems to be having some issue with the audience. I see guest Kanika Khanna next up.
Am I
Guest,
audible?
yes, Tanmay, you're audible now. Please go ahead.
Uh, my name is Tanmay, and I am pursuing BA English Honors, and I am a third year BA English Honors student from IP University. And I come to know about you from one of my friends, about who is also the member of Toastmaster. Uh, I came to know about Toastmaster from him, so I
All right.
joined.
Thank you. We welcome you to the club, guest Tanmay.
Thank you.
Next up, I see guest Kanika Khanna. Guest Kanika, kindly introduce yourself and let us know how did you get to know about our club.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am Kanika and I'm from Delhi. So I'm a communications professional. I've been working in this field for last 20 years in the corporate and development sector. So how did I come to know about Toastmasters? So I think last year was a unique year for all of us. And since for last 2 years, I've been independently working. And last year, while we were all pushed to indoors, and I lost my projects, I thought of doing something different and I thought of connecting with a wider range of people and professionals. And surprisingly, my three friends and a relative in the US, they told me that, Kanika, you're a comms person. Haven't you heard about Toastmasters? Why don't you just look up for them and see how you can upskill your learnings and, share your learnings as an expert? And that got me to the website of Toastmasters, and I found it very interesting since I'm passionate about communications and how it touches everybody's life, both at workplace and home. I got excited and I wrote to various groups on LinkedIn because I couldn't find any one number. And then Akriti got in touch with me, and that's how I landed here.
Thank you, Kanika. Yes, your friends have shown you the right direction. You've landed on the doors of the right club. We welcome you and we will look forward to you becoming a member. Next up, I see guest Marisha. Guest Marisha, kindly introduce yourself.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Marisha, you're audible.
Hi, I am Marisha and I'm presently pursuing BLEd from Miranda House College and I'm from Delhi. And I got to know about Toastmasters from a friend of mine who is also in this meeting right now. And his name is Shubham and he's been in the Toastmasters club for a long time. So I got to know from him.
Welcome you to the club, Manisha.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Next up, I see guest Shivangi. Guest Shivangi, kindly unmute yourself and introduce yourself, please.
Hello, I am Shivangi. I am a first year student from Delhi University. I'm from Lady Shri Ram College. And the reason why I wanted to come here is because I've heard of it from college. We have a society for Toastmasters in college also. But I wanted to join an independent club for greater exposure. And I've been here at CDTM before.
Thank you, Shivangi, for coming back to our club. We look forward to you becoming a member of our club. Thank you. Next up, guest Pratibha. Pratibha, kindly introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry. Is my video visible?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Pratibha. I got to know about the club back in while I was working in an organization, and we were given a chance to onboard it then, but I don't know, due to some work and all of these things, I was just trying to procrastinate my decision. Recently, Karthik is actually my batchmate from college, so I saw his WhatsApp status. So it thrilled me. I was like, okay, why this is a good time to join, considering that it's a pandemic year and we have more time in hand. So this is a better utilization of time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Pratibha. We welcome you to our club. Next up, I see guest Sajal. Guest Sajal, please turn on your video, unmute your mic, and introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, please bear with my messy room. So I am a bachelor student in engineering from DTU So the reason why I chose to come to this meeting is very simple. Like before Toastmaster Karthik was about to call out my name, my heart was about to explode. So I want to get rid of this fear. And I know it's very difficult and very different when you're talking in person with a single person and when you're talking in front of an entire audience. So I'm really trying hard to not show that fear on my face. So let's see how it goes.
Well, guest Sajal, you did a good job introducing yourself. We'll give you one more opportunity during the meeting to speak.
Okay, now I'm
Thank you.
scared more.
Look forward to that opportunity. The Toastmaster of the day will tell you when, and I'll also tell you then. All right, guest Shlok. Guest Shlok, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Shlok Verma. I am a final year student of mechanical engineering from Thapar Institute of Engineering Technology, Patiala. And currently, I'm in Delhi. My parents are in Delhi due to online classes. I'm here, and I heard this about this club. I had this club in my college as well, but for some reasons, I couldn't join it then. So I thought of joining it now since we have a lot of time. Thank you.
All right, Shlok, it is my pleasure to tell you that Pratibha and me are passed out from the same college we are studying in. We are 2014 pass out. Hi, hello to our juniors.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, I see a guest, Shubham. Yeah, Shubham, please unmute yourself and introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm audible and visible.
Yes, Shubham, you are.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Shubham Pasricha, and I'm doing MBTech course from Narsi Munji Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai. Currently, my hometown is like Delhi, and I have been part of Toastmasters from last 9 months, which is Andheri Rated Toastmasters in Delhi, in Mumbai, sorry. And I want to join Delhi Toastmasters, so that's why I got to know about this club. So I joined this club like as a guest.
All right, great, Shubham, to have you in our meeting. Next up, I see Rajat, guest Rajat. Kindly turn on a video and unmute your mic and please introduce yourself. All right, we'll hear from Rajat in a bit. I see Mayank Joshi as well connected with us today. Mayank, can you hear me? All right, if you are facing nervousness, don't worry. You have to just turn on a video and we'll take care of the rest. All right. So for all the guests that who introduced themselves, uh, kindly stay put for the whole meeting. All right, and at least understand the first initial structure when the Toastmaster today is trying to explain the structure, and look out for a specific segment called table topic segment where you would also get an opportunity to speak. You will have to volunteer. There will be a table topics master. Please look out for that opportunity. That would be your first step into the domain of public speaking if you've not done. All right, so without further ado, at this point, let's call upon the host of the meeting, the Toastmaster of the day, to take us into the journey of unknown and explore the unexplored with no theme. Toastmaster Digant Mittal, no theme at all today. Toastmaster Digant Mittal.
Thanks, Mr. Presiding Officer. But I would like to break one small secret over here in the meeting, as we have 26 people over here. And this secret is not known even to the Vice President Education or even you. Actually, we have a theme in the meeting. Now I can understand Vice President Education might be actually staring at me that Digant, how can you do this to me? But I want guesses from the audience what that theme might be. Come on, let's switch on the videos, everyone, and just give me a guess on what can be the theme, what can be the thing for which we all will be talking throughout this meeting.
Importance of theme in a speech.
Anyone else?
April Fool's Day.
Okay. Anyone else? Our counter be minding right now.
Importance of taking breaks.
Importance of taking breaks. Okay, so going with the recent one, the recent incident that happened with all of us, April Fool's Day. So it happened with me that on 1st of April, I was really busy because being VP education of 2 clubs is actually a tiring job. And that too, apart from that, studies is actually another level of being busy. And I saw a message on one of my EC groups. Lockdown has been imposed in Delhi after 12 o'clock tonight. I was so scared that I was rushing to steal the blood pressure tablets of my father to eat them. And then I called one of my EC members. Hey, what are you doing? Means I have asked my family members. Then she said, Digant, this was April Fool, and you are one of the brand new April Fools for our EC's initiative. So that was one of the things that got me completely off the guard, and I actually got her to make this promise: never ever play this prank of lockdown upon me. My family has a strong history of heart patients, and I don't want to be the next one in line. Now, I want to know about who else would be liking to who else would be there willing to share the incidents that they have faced in April Fool. Come on, or any other pranks that might have been played upon them, or that they might have played upon others. Come on, Akriti might be thinking of something. Okay, Shivangi, come on.
So, as a college student, we very often receive WhatsApp messages where they say colleges are opening from this day, and when you open the entire message, there's a meme saying "Kaisa laga mera mazak?"
That's really great. That's really great. That even reminds me also of my college days. So let's hear from Marisha also about her experience. Marisha,
I pronounce my name as Marisha.
Malisha, sorry.
Yeah. So, I mean, I agree with Shivangi. As a first year student, it's a pain that we can't go to college, and it's so sad. But now I have grown from the April Fool's pranks, and I no longer believe anything which is said on the first April. Even if it's true, tell me on second, please. I do not believe pranks anymore.
So I can safely say you are vaccinated by April from April Fools now.
Sorry to say, vaccines are not reliable these days.
Now, anyone else would like to share before I go on to my next April Fool's prank that we played upon some of our. Come on. Gajendra Khali, sir. Sir, you are on mute.
I have a prank which is done by my wife because long back, I'm talking about in the year of 2000, when I got a new phone connection in my home. At that time, I was not having a mobile phone, and I got a call on my office number. Then I am speaking a one pretty girl, which I see you every day, and I love you. And that was a prank which played by my wife, and I was caught.
That was really very close to the neck, Gajendra sir. Now, anyone else? Deepak sir, would you like to share with us any of pranks or April Fool's related thing?
Well, I don't think so. I'd like to share anything because I think we must get on with the meeting. Otherwise, we'll be making an April Fool of everybody who's joined this meeting.
I know. Now, let me go on towards the structure of the meeting. The structure of the meeting is divided into 3 parts. First part is prepared speech segment, in which every person who is on the who is in which the speaker will be coming on the speech who have prepared for their speeches for a long time, and they will be delivering the speeches over here. And after that, the second section is table topic section, in which the table topic master will call all the people or most of the people from the audience, and they will be given a topic then and there on which they have to share their thoughts, they have to speak up, and that role will be explained by our table topics master very well when I call upon him. Now, third one is the most important because that section actually evaluates each and everything that is happening throughout this meeting. Even me, even any other person, even all the audience also. And evaluation is just positive feedback to those masters. So going with the last one first, there is a team of people or role players who will be evaluating certain aspects of public speaking throughout the meeting. So help me welcome on the screen the first role player, Toastmaster Vineet Nair, to explain about his role to us. And he has something really interesting for us. Stay tuned.
Thank you, Toastmaster Digant. Hope I am audible. Can you confirm?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. So, we have never been taught how to relax, how to take care of ourselves in a positive, nurturing way, not just going on a vacation or out for an expensive dinner. Just a 20 minutes of deep relaxation in a day will aid your mental growth, improve your physical health, and emotional stability. A very good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters and our esteemed guests. I will be playing the role of timer today, and here is the allotted time for each speaker. The icebreaker speech is for 5 to 6 minutes, or normally 5 to 7, and 30 seconds is the buffer time which is given. For every and for table topic speakers, there is 1 to 2 minutes and 30 seconds of buffer will be given. And for the evaluators, it is 2 to 3 minutes and 30 seconds on like lower or upper limit. The buffer side will be given. I'll be showing green cards for each and after every speech, and like after every speech, green, yellow, and red. So for icebreaker, I'll be showing for the icebreaker speech, I'll be showing the green card after 5 minutes, yellow card after 6 minutes, and the red card as soon as the timer reaches 7 minutes. For table topic speakers, I'll be showing the green card after 1 minute, yellow after 1.5 minutes, and the red card after 2 minutes. And the evaluators, I'll be showing the green card for 2 minutes, and yellow card for 2.5 minutes, and the red card for 3 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Digant Mittal.
Thanks, Master Vineet, for such a nice introduction. Now, help me welcome the another player who is going to help us out with another aspect of our public speaking. That's the language evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Pooja Kharbanda. Toastmaster Pooja Kharbanda. Hello, am I audible? Yeah, okay. Toastmaster Pooja Kharbanda, can we have you on this? Uh, hello, Toastmaster Pooja. Okay, so we move ahead with by the time Toastmaster Pooja comes on the screen, let's welcome Toastmaster Kapil, the our counter for the day, to explain about his role. Toastmaster Kapil.
Thank you very much, Digant. Looks like we don't have any theme today, but To me, a theme is most important element of a speech or a story. It gives driving intention of our message that we try to get across. It helps stay relevant and ultimately leads to a meaningful conclusion. Therefore, in my opinion, it's important we rather have a theme than not. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, my job is to take the note of filler words and filler sounds that are used during the speeches. For example, the sound like etc. And I will also be watchful for repetitive words or phrases such as I mean, you know, and so on. And in the feedback segment, I will tell you how many times each speaker used these expressions. I just hope they don't use at all, right? And that's all from me for now. Back to the Toastmaster.
Toastmaster Kapil. That was really a very crisp introduction. Now, help me welcome Toastmaster Pooja. Toastmaster Pooja, are you audible now? Are you there?
She is not there in the meeting. Let's proceed
So
ahead.
help me welcome on the screen the another person who is going to help us out, not in just the public speaking aspect of us, but also in the way we carry out the meeting. So help me welcome on the screen the parliamentarian for the day, Toastmaster Akash.
Hello, everybody. Boundlessness in itself is really beautiful. The mystery of boundlessness. The mystery of limitlessness, and that's what today's theme represents. Boundlessness. This meeting is not. We have certain rules that I, Akash Dabas, as the parliamentarian, will be enforcing, and the rules are: first is all the mobile phones need to be on silent, and no crosstalk should be done. And third is no negative references to caste, religion, or politics should be made. And everyone needs to mute themselves after they have spoken. And the last is everybody video while they're speaking. So that's it. Back to you, Toastmaster Digant.
Toastmaster Digant, you're on mute.
Sorry, actually my catching some static current. So help me welcome on the screen the listener for the day, Toastmaster Karanveer. But before calling him on the screen, let me tell you that he is a freelancing software engineer who loves using technology to make our day-to-day life tasks easier. And also, he is a third-year student of computer science engineering at IT University, and his hobbies include trying out new dishes and eating and exactly, and also reading books. So help me welcome on the screen the listener for the day, Toastmaster Karanveer.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dikant. A very thunderous good evening to all the Toastmasters and guests that have joined us today. There is a very beautiful quote which says, one of the most sincere form of respect that we can pay to others is by just listening to them and actually listening to them. With a raise of hand, tell me how many of you have heard this, that biggest fights that you have ever had with your friends can be solved by just talking to them. Well, I somewhat agree to that statement, but with a slight twist. I think biggest fights can be solved not by just talking, but listening to your friends. And listening is the most important part here. Today, I will be playing the role of listener today. And here at Toastmasters, we value listening as an important part of communication process. Everyone who comes on stage deserves to be listened. So today, I will be noting down things from throughout the meeting. And at the end of our meeting, in the third segment, which is the evaluation segment, we are going to have a question and answer round with all of us. So I request everyone to listen carefully because this is one of the most sincere form of respect that you can pay to all the speakers. Looking forward to great responses in Q&A section. Back to you, Toastmaster Digant.
And, now it's fine. Now it's audio fine. Hello. Now is
No, Tigam, we cannot hear you.
audio fine?
Audio is coming in bits and pieces to us. All right, while Digant takes care
Now
of...
is it okay?
Yeah,
Now?
Digant, yes, now we can hear you fine. Please
Okay,
keep the mic close to your mouth. I think that's the problem there.
So, is it okay now?
Yes, perfect.
Because actually static current is coming towards my lips, so my lips are getting charged.
All
So,
right.
help me welcome on the screen the joke master for the day. But before calling her, share with you all that our joke master is a simple, innocent Delite, currently a student of Delhi University, pursuing psychology honors. So help me welcome on the screen the joke master for the day, Toastmaster Simran.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I have some really hilarious jokes to share with you all today. So the first one, on a Somvar, I believe that the people should do what they want to do and should also exercise their own will. Does anyone know why I believe like this? Okay, I will tell you. Because it is a Monday. Next one. As yesterday was a Monday, I decided to watch a movie with some popcorns. As I was making the popcorns, a question came into my mind that when we put popcorns in a pan, why do they jump up? I would like to ask this question to all of you today. Can anyone tell me?
They get excited.
No, I will tell you. I suggest that if you want to find the answer of this question, you should just sit on the pan or on the griddle in order to see why they jump up. Okay, the next one. So I wanted to go to the market to buy something. I had some money with me, but I wanted the double. Does anyone know how to double the money instantly?
Put it in front of a mirror.
Yes, you're right. If you put the money in front of a mirror, it will get doubled. Thank you. That's it from my side. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks. So, as we are anxiously waiting for our language evaluator, so help me welcome on the screen the language evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Pooja Kharbanda.
Thank you, Digant. Have you ever thought that why does a child laugh so often, but as he grows up, he restricts himself from smiling? I believe that the reason is free mind. Child minds is free mind with no theme or fixed aim in life. He doesn't confine himself within the four boundaries of walls. He explores more, so he enjoys more. During this lockdown period, although online classes were going on, but still stress was less on the kids. I have reached to this conclusion that they have enjoyed or they have learned more life skills which were beyond the content as specified in the books. So occasionally, no theme is the best theme for growth. Good evening, my fellow Toastmaster and my dear guest. I, Pooja Kharbanda, will be playing the role of language evaluator in today's meeting. I will be noting down good usages and not so good usages. I would like to share the word of the day. Word of the day is impeccable, which means of high standard. Its synonyms are flawless or ideal. It can be used in sentence in this way. We should always strive for impeccable performance in Toastmaster. I would appreciate if the people present in the meeting would use this word and increase their confidence. I would request everybody to show thumbs up. Mode of communication in the meeting would be English. If somebody speaks in some other language, then there is a request, please translate in English. I would come again with my report in the evaluation segment. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks, Toastmaster Pooja Kharbanda. Toastmaster Pooja Kharbanda for such an impeccable introduction of and the determination to complete your task. Give your introduction. So help me welcome on the screen the prepared speech speaker, first prepared speech speaker, Toastmaster Ankita Kumar, who is currently serving as Vice President Education of InSteel Toastmasters Club and also is immediate past Sergeant at Arms of InSteel Toastmasters Club. So help me welcome on the screen, but before calling her on the screen, let's welcome her evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Deepak Menon, to explain about her speech objectives. Sir.
Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and Ankita in particular, today Ankita is presenting a speech from the part Dynamic Leadership. This is project 3 from level 3 of this part. The project is Connect with Storytelling. Ankita is completing this project focusing on using stories in a speech or creating a speech that is a story. She may use any type of story, personal, well-known fiction, or perhaps one of her own creation. So I'm looking forward to listening to a well-organized, impeccable speech that is a story or includes a story. Best of luck, Ankita. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
So help me welcome on the screen Toastmaster Ankita Kumari, Scuba Diving and Toastmasters. Scuba Diving and Toastmasters, Toastmaster Ankita Kumari.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Well, what could be common between scuba diving and Toastmasters? Well, if you're not able to find one, kindly wait till I end my speech. Oh, very good evening, fellow Toastmasters, leaders, and my dear guests. I welcome you all to this great meeting. To start with, let me share with all of you 2 great stories of my life. This scuba diving was introduced to me through Facebook video by a friend who attempted it. And Toastmasters. This Toastmasters was introduced to me on the very first day of my college during orientation program. At first, both seemed really exciting. They had grabbed my honest attention. No question. I feared both of them, but I wanted to try it. But as they say, great things take time. This scuba diving opportunity didn't happen quickly. It took me around almost 2 years from when I watched that video to when I actually got a chance to do it when I landed in Thailand with my family. Similarly, joining Toastmasters was also delayed. I joined college few years back, and the nearest club to my college was 12 kilometers away. I had just joined the college and it was really difficult for me to travel to another place. But with time, when I got settled there, I finally joined this platform. Now, Toastmasters or scuba diving that I did was in tandem. The scuba diving that I did was in tandem because I was accompanied by an experienced scuba diving instructor. Exactly how here in Toastmasters I'm accompanied by a mentor who is an experienced Toastmaster. Now, both the scuba diving and Toastmasters comprise of preparation and execution. Preparation. Before writing a speech, my preparation included writing the speech, reviewing it again and again, giving a mock speech, taking a mentor guidance. In the same way, before I jumped from the boat, my instructor guided me with the breathing exercises, how to make use of that oxygen cylinder, demonstrated me how to make use of the pressure gauge, how to paddle using fins. Now, now comes the most exciting part, and that is execution. Meeting started. Everybody gathered at the meeting place. Sergeant at Arms President's speech took place. Now comes the point when Toastmaster of the Day calls me up on stage. So, our next speaker is Toastmaster Ankita Kumari. A huge round of applause. Honestly speaking, these words of Toastmaster of the Day sounded to me like tick tick one, tick tick two, tick tick three. I had mixed feelings. The same feelings that I had when I boarded the train, sat into it, both went to the point from where I had to make a jump. I had this mixed feelings of excitement and fear both. While I was delivering my speech, I was personally terrified. I even happened to forget my speech at times. But looking at my mentor's face, amidst the audience, I could recollect them all. Similarly, the scene underwater was really scary. I was surrounded by a herd of seahorses, a squad of dragonet fish, turtle, tortoise, herbs, shrubs, and whatnot. At that time, one video was going on in my mind that went viral on social media. भैया प्लीज 500 रुपए ज्यादा ले लो और मुझे यहाँ से निकाल दो. Meaning, brother, please take 500 bucks more. Just please take me out of here. The more I dived deeper and deeper, the more I yelled louder and louder. No, no, just leave my hand. Just leave my hand. Take me out of here. These were the exact words that I kept on enchanting. I kept on enchanting the name of Bajrang Bali. But because I was accompanied by a very calm and encouraging instructor, it got easier for me. And I finally started enjoying the moment. Now, just before I jumped from the boat, I saw another scuba diver who was an experienced one jumped along with me with a camera in his hand. He kept an eye on me right from starting till the end through his lenses. Exactly how here today, distinguished Toastmaster Deepak Menon, as an evaluator, is keeping an eye on my speech right from starting till the end. I now believe by now you all must have observed the commonalities between the scuba diving and Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, I had growing fear of water, and I thought that scuba diving would help me, and it really did. In the same way, I had a growing fear of public speaking, and I thought that joining Toastmasters would really help me. During college, when I was asked to give my presentations, my hands used to shiver. I used to start tapping my feet. I used to look here and there, move left and right. And at times also hid behind the camera. I used to hide behind the stage. But then I realized If not now, then when situation arose. And on that day, I decided to face my fear. I decided to face the audience. I joined Toastmaster on the very next day, and it's been a year. And I must say, I have seen a quantifiable difference in me, be it in terms of confidence or dialogue delivery skills or execution skills, whatever. So, my dear friend, the story line here is if at all you have fear, just face it because there's no alternative. Or you can overcome it by facing it. Remember, everybody has to go through two pains. First, the fear, the pain of facing fear. Second, the pain of regrets. But the fact that pain of facing fear weighs ounces and the pain of regret weighs tons. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks. Thanks, Toastmaster Ankita. So let's have let's have 1 minute for the feedback to this. And meanwhile, as the feedback for the speaker is being given, now I that playing pranks it is not just the only task that we sharing the stories of those pranks is also something which is also on the top of our list. And here in Toastmasters in CDTM, we have an impeccable storyteller who happens to be our second evaluator also. So help me welcome on the screen Toastmaster Ankit Sinha, the evaluator for second speech to explain the speech objectives. Toastmaster Ankit Sinha.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you so much. So today's speaker is Toastmaster Nipun Ahuja, and Nipun is going to deliver project number 1 from level 2, that is understanding your leadership style. Path's name is effective coaching. Let's see what Nipun's objective today. Objective number 1, identify his primary leadership style. Objective number 2, share some aspects of his leadership style or discuss leadership style in general. So all the best, Toastmaster Nipun, and I hand over stage back to Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mr. Evaluator. I would like to request everyone to switch on their videos if possible, and it would be really great because when we switch on the videos, people will see our smiling face. They will smile and we also. So it's all a smiling and it will hide all the pranks that we are playing. Yep. So our next speaker is Toastmaster Nipun Ahuja, who is though 40 years old, but he finds himself unknown secrets in the world, learning and opening himself to new realms of people is something that he always enjoys. So help me welcome on the screen Toastmaster Nipun Ahuja, leader in me, Toastmaster Nipun Ahuja.
Thank you, Toastmaster Digant. Kindly confirm if I am audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I was trying to understand my leadership styles through Toastmaster website, and I found that 3 leadership styles are dormant inside me. One is democratic, another is altruistic, and third is innovative leadership style. I like getting involved with people, and that opens me toward democratic leadership style. I also like enjoy participation of people. I like make people smile, and that opens me towards altruistic side. I'm also enjoying doing things in novel ways, and that makes me more towards innovative leadership style also. I believe good leader is an effective communicator, optimistic and open-minded. And this is what actually I try myself to get into. While understanding my leadership style, there was natural interest in me to help others. I take advices from people and then I try to take my action, and that feels me that I can become a good democratic leader. I also believe that different living beings are great teachers and they must be explored. And even I like creating happiness in other lives, even including animals and birds, and that opens my me towards altruistic side also. I never do things one way. I try to find newer and newer ways, and that makes me more open towards innovative style also. But I never force anyone and give independence to people, and that's why I feel that I am not a good bureaucratic and authoritative leader. Instead of getting things done from others, I want to set myself as an example. And if I can't do self, I should not force others. This is what I believe into. I love reading books as well as human minds, and that create lots of new ideas in me and make something new out of it. I give lots of priority to knowledge, and I believe that right knowledge at right time can be a game changer. Getting right person in team is really very important for project. But sometimes when we get unwanted member, I believe that we should not make him or her isolated and try to make him or her grow also. Developing harmony among team members is something I really want to do. I believe that I am more people type person, but I love doing things at my own too. My efforts are always creating joy and awareness in others. What I do with others, others will do same with me. This is a strong belief in me. My efforts is to become friend to everyone around me and create vibration of friendliness in others. This is what I actually really enjoy. Sometimes I delay in my project as I push everyone beyond their limits, but in natural ways. So I believe that pace setting leadership style is also missing in me. I am not a go-getter type. I believe that everyone should come up with their natural ability. I love to connect people in deeper way, rather superficial way. I enjoy spreading music in the lives of beings around me. I spend time with those who need me rather whom I need. I used to work in engineering college as assistant professor, and I used to connect with my students and colleagues as best as possible way. Growth of my students and giving best to educate them was always my interest. I believed in earning respect rather than asking for it. I wanted to see my students as their friend rather some dominant teacher. I influence people in their minds as well as in their hearts. I connect people emotionally as well as logically. I give chance to others to speak more, and that makes me a good listener also. I do not see people as resource to exploit. I believe that good leader has to be a good servant, not a master. So leader must have a servitude attitude within him. I want to grow with others and I want to grow in good environment of leadership like Toastmasters and many other organizations. This is all from my side. Back to Toastmasters.
Thanks. Am I audible?
Yes,
Okay.
Digant, you are.
So that was really very insightful speech by our learned speaker. Now let's take 1 minute to post feedback to our speaker. Meanwhile, let me ask the okay. Meanwhile, let me ask timer if all are qualified. If all the speakers are qualified, timer.
Toastmaster Digant will have the ballots. We'll account for that in the end. Don't worry.
Okay, okay. So let's have the ballots for the best speaker.
Guys, quickly vote very quickly. Like you have just 10 seconds to vote. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we are ending the polls. Thank you. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks to the tech master for conducting the polls. Now we are coming towards the end of this session of prepared speeches. But I remember one thing. But I remember just one second. Sorry. Toastmasters is like a family, and here family doesn't leave Toastmasters, and Toastmasters doesn't leave family. So both are interconnected. So as we are coming towards the next section, I remember one thing. Actually, by the way, there was my mother who was calling me up. So I remember one thing. One day, I was enjoying late night party with my brother around 2 o'clock. Suddenly, my phone started ringing. Now, my mother generally sleeps earlier, but that day she woke up. Where you guys are? We are just at the top of the building, but we were actually at the other end of the town. And there was the next sequel of Fast and Furious on their scooter throughout the town to reach the home as soon as possible. And we managed to switch off the lights and we managed to climb the gate and finally save our day. So such situations might happen with anyone else. So in order to better train us regarding these situations as well as how to handle such impromptu answers, help me welcome on the screen the table topic master for the day, Toastmaster Akash, who is a law student as well as son of a farmer, as well as finding the meaning of privacy in the world of internet. So help me welcome on the screen Toastmaster Akash, the table topic master for the meeting.
Yeah, thank you very much, Digant. Actually, Digant, I have faced some poor internet connection problem. That's why I'm not turning on my video. Okay. Is I'm audible?
Yes,
yes, you are.
You are.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, Karthik. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Akash Tyagi, playing the role of table topic master in this meeting. A table topic session is one of the most exciting portion of the Toastmasters meeting. And this table topic session is designed to develop 4 essential communication skills: listening skills, thinking skills, organizing skills, and speaking skills. And yeah, dear guests are also encouraged to participate in table topic session. You have to speak at least 1 minute to qualify. Our timer shows green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute 30 second, and red card uh, at 2 minutes. You have 30 second of grace time. Okay, so before starting the session, I want to share a famous proverb. And that proverb says, is I'm audible?
Yes, we are all ears for your proverb.
That proverb says that try and fail, but don't fail to try. So Toastmasters and guests, just participate no matter if you are failed. Try again, fail better. So let's get started. Okay, so what you have to do, just raise your hand. I choose I choose any of you and give topic, and you have to speak at least for 1 minute. So raise your hand. Who wants
All
to be
right,
the
yeah,
first?
Akash, I know you're on phone, so I'll help you out sorting this bit. I see a former member, Toastmasters Shivam Tiwari, raising his hand. Would you like to go with him first?
Okay.
Yes.
So can you see the screen? I have shared the topic.
Yes. Shall I start? Am I audible? Shall I start?
Yeah, you are audible.
So, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Akash, for welcoming me. Uh, what if languages didn't exist? Uh,
Yeah. What if languages doesn't exist?
okay. Languages are just not a mode of communication. Uh, they are more than that. Through language, if, for example, we all have, most of the people in our country are generally bilingual, or you can say multilingual. Uh, so what we do, what we have inculcated in ourselves is that we are not just using language as a mode of communication, but also to know about the culture, to know about the nitty-gritties of different culture, different geographical locations, and whatnot. It helps us to have a bond with each other, and to not just communicate, not just tell what we are feeling, but also to to know what people go through in day-to-day life. So if languages didn't exist, I don't think that the bond which we have today with the other world, not just the people we have with us, the people around us, we could, the people who are around us, we could easily communicate with them through sign language or anything like that. But if the language, the proper mode of communication didn't exist, we wouldn't be able to communicate to the outer parts of the different geographical locations, different cultures. We wouldn't be able to know the different cultures, and that would be a very I would say unlucky thing. Uh, so languages are very important and a very uh, very important part of our day-to-day life. Over to you.
Oh, really amazing, Shivam.
Yeah. Next up, Akash, I see guest Marisha, guest Shivangi, guest Shubham raising their hands. Guest Sachin as well. Whom would you like to pick?
Okay. So my next topic is for
Not the
Marisha.
topic I am asking you whom to pick. Guest Marisha?
Okay, yeah. Guest Marisha.
Yeah. All right. Yes, guest Marisha.
Marisha, you able to see my screen? That
Yeah, I
more
can
and
see it.
more technology means more and more troubles. Over to you, Marisha.
Okay, so I kind of agree with this that more and more technology means more and more trouble. So ideally, technology was made to help us because we are the people who have, come up with technology. We have invented all the technological devices and everything. But slowly and steadily, artificial intelligence and technological devices are taking over us human beings. How I would like to say that is because we are getting very lazy. We depend on machines, we depend on technology to an extent we cannot even imagine. I challenge each one of you in the meeting right now to try it once in your life. Try and do not use any technological device for 1 day. And by technological device, I mean light, fan, your television, your phone. Don't use it for a day, and you won't be able to survive for that even 1 day. So I think that this is baffling, and this impeccable amount of power that technology is exercising over us is massive. And also, not to forget, some things that we never take into account while talking about technology is that technology is leading to a lot of negative things like cyberbullying, like cyber crimes, like creating stress in our minds related to social media, competition, and everything. So I think these all of these new generation troubles, the troubles that Gen Z is facing, the troubles like he looks better than me on social media, he has more followers than me, and things like oh, she wrote this on my social media, now I have to get back, and all the things like frauds happening, everything is happening due to technology. So I'm not against technology. I mean, I am in support of it, but I do not think that we should let it take us over and give it all of the power that we should have in our own hands. So I think that technology is an impeccable source of learning, and it's an impeccable source of gaining, but at the same time we should not let it take over. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really great, Marisha. Uh,
Yeah, next up, Akash, I see guest Shivangi, guest Shubham. Come on, other guys also, other guests in the meeting, kindly raise your hand. All right, whom would you like to go with? Guest Shivangi, guest Shubham, guest Sachin.
okay, so I choose guest Shivangi. And Shivangi, your topic is my screen is visible to you?
No.
Okay, now?
Yeah.
Okay. Measure 1,000 times. Okay, wait a minute. Measure 1,000 times and cut once. Over to you, Shivangi.
What I can think of when I read this line is that you try 100 times and you finally get success for that last time. So the first thought that came to my mind was how an ant walks when trying to walk up the wall, fails 100 times, but tries again, and tries yet again. And that's what my parents taught me when I was young. Whenever I used to fall on the ground, they would say cheti mar gayi, which means the ant is killed, so start laughing. So which means that you have to try it, you have to get up, and you have to give it another shot. That is what I think the statement would mean for me. You measure 1,000 times and you cut once. Another thing that I can derive from this statement, the second thought that came to my mind was how when a woodcutter measures the wood 1,000 times and then finally makes a cut at that precise measurement. So that's another thing where when you have to perfect your skill, when you have to give an impeccable performance in doing something that you're doing, you have to measure 100 times, you have to be sure of what you're doing, you have to perfect that skill, and finally when you get there, you make the final cut, and that's how you get perfect, that's how you gain impeccable skills. That was all from my side. Thank you for being such patient listeners.
Okay, thank you very much for participate, Shivangi.
Thank you, thank you. I see guest Pratibha, guest Darshan raising their hands.
Okay. So I choose Darshan. And Darshan, your topic is when is it okay to lie? When is it okay to lie?
Yeah.
Over to you, Darshan.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible? Yeah. I'm sorry. I won't be able to switch on the video because my camera is not working from last 2-3 days. Will that be okay?
You're
Yes, Darshan, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. What was the line? I just missed it. Okay, can I see it again? The line. I couldn't see the line. Okay, so yeah, when is it okay to lie? So what the first thing comes into my mind when it is okay to lie is that if it is for a good, you can lie a bit, but if it's really a bad thing for that, you must not lie. For lying, you need a purpose for that. If somebody you want to save in your life, so you can lie a bit, but for the sake of one's life and for the future being secure, you may lie to your friends or parents for the purpose being if you are saved from something or like that. And for lie, it doesn't mean that you can lie anyway in the means lying without a purpose, but you should lie with a reason to have in your life. That lying means if I'm lying to someone, I'm lying because there is a really a valid reason for my lie. Thank you.
Great efforts, brother.
All right, yeah. So Akash, I see guest Pratibha and guest Shubham and guest Sachin raising their hands.
Okay, so I choose Pratibha for next topic, and next topic is whoever gossips to you will gossip about you. Whoever
Okay.
gossips to you will gossip about you. Over to you, Pratibha.
Okay, I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think this is actually a vicious cycle. It begins with whenever we are talking about somebody, it always inflicts, it's the beginning of a cycle. When we are talking about somebody, then somebody else is talking about you. And I think gossip is something that actually rotates in circles. And it's mostly that if we pick up on one topic and it goes on around in circles, and again, we are talking about the same topic again. Uh, I don't to pass a judgment on it. I'm not sure whether it's a healthy practice or not a healthy practice, because a lot of times when we gossip, it's like, we are opening our heart to somebody else, and it's for most of the times it is also kind of a relief to get it out of your system and get it out of your body, and then to start concentrating on something else, which is the priority issue. But most of the times it's not really recommended to do so, because that's what we've been taught. It's kind of against our traditional values as well. And also it's not okay, yeah, so I would also say it's not an impeccable practice to gossip. However, as we've already mentioned that gossip always rotates in circle. We'll talk about it at one time, and then again it will go around and come back around. What goes around comes back around. So this is also one of the things that we can learn from this message. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Pratibha. So that's all for this meeting. You all guys are literally amazing, and I
I
appreciate
would
your
also like to
efforts.
go if
Thank
it's
you very
possible. Like I have raised hand from the starting.
All right, all right. We'll give guest Shubham the last chance. No
I
worries.
agree with
Akash,
that.
do you have a
much.
topic?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, but Shubham is last, so please give him the topic very quickly.
Okay.
Uh,
So Shivam, your topic is if I were invisible for a day. If I were invisible for a day. Over to you.
I'm visible. I'm audible and visible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
If I was invisible for a day, then definitely I will explore everything which as visible I will not be able to explore. So you must be thinking about something which you were thinking like it must be some funny thing. But yes, if I will be like invisible, then definitely I will try to meet and see how rich people like my favorite personality. I will try to go there and try to see my favorite personality in front of me, how they really look and how they are doing in their life. Moreover, if it's like an illegal to say, but if I will be invisible, then definitely I will be having I will say take some money and take some money from the bank or something like that, and I will go for vacation for long period of time. That's it. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay. Thank you for participate, Shubham. I literally appreciate your efforts. Okay, so now it's time for ballots. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
All right, guys, we have just 10 seconds to vote. Very quickly, please vote.
So, friends, impeccable speakers, impeccable speeches. That's what Toastmaster International always looks towards. So that one day we can say, when the world leaders are there, yes, this is what Toastmaster International stands for: a good leadership and good thoughts and good speaking to make us much more better. As I told you, I'm moving towards the third section of the meeting, the general evaluation section. And as I'm calling upon the general evaluator, let me share with you that she has been in Toastmasters for 1.5 years. This platform has helped her a lot to know her potential and given so many opportunities to make her a better communicator. And trust me, friends, she is really a better communicator. So help me welcome on the screen the general evaluator for the meeting, Toastmaster Shivali Chauhan.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Digant, for your warm welcome. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Let me explain you my role as a journal evaluator. So there will be 3 rounds. In first round, I will be inviting the speech evaluators to give their report. In second round, I will be inviting the auxiliary role players to share their reports. And in the third round, I will share my observations from meeting in general. Let's begin our first round. So please help me welcome our first evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Deepak sir, to evaluate Toastmaster Ankita's speech.
Tick tick one, tick tick two, tick tick three. Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and Ankita in particular. What an impeccable speech that was, and impeccable storytelling as well. That was the purpose of the speech today, to tell us a story that was a speech that was a story. And in my opinion, Ankita met the objectives of the project that she was attempting. Scuba diving and Toastmasters. And I was wondering how she was going to connect the two topics, those two items. And she, in fact, posed that question to us right at the beginning. And then, of course, she drew a parallel through the two stories that she was telling us. And it was as if there were two movies going on simultaneously. That was perhaps the first time that I'd experienced these two movies being interfaced together and being told together. Really, I think Ankita has this opportunity in Bollywood that she can go ahead and make some stories and perhaps do some screenplays like this. What I really liked about the story was that she had all the elements that a story must have. A story must have a plot, must have a setting, it's got characters, it has conflict, it has a resolution, and there was everything. All the elements were there. The plot, of course, was about fear, about the fact that there was this element of fear that we all have in Toastmasters, and of course, Ankita narrated that, and then, of course, led us through the entire plot very effectively. I also thought that she had a great setting, the setting of the diving, and then, of course, the Toastmasters meeting. The two juxtaposed made out very effectively. And then characters. We had, of course, Ankita as the main character, the protagonist But at the same time, we had the scuba diving instructor and we had the experienced Toastmaster at the other end. So there we had the characters as well. And then the fear that Ankita felt, both while diving as well as in the other context of Toastmasters. And then the resolution. I thought that was done extremely well. And of course, there was a very potent message that we received at the end as well. What is it that Ankita could have done better? I felt that Ankita had the opportunity of better vocal variety. For instance, when she was talking about her in the diving experience, she was saying, just get me out of here. But she had a smile on her face at that time and she was saying, just get me out of here. Well, I would have said, oh my God, just get me out of here. I can't stand this any longer. Please, I'm out of here. Similarly, the nervousness, I didn't really get that feel of that nervousness and the fear in a Toastmasters meeting. So I would have liked more expressions, better vocal variety, especially at that time. I also would have liked that she had used more dialogues while she was delivering her speech. But the best part was, of course, her use of the camera. She came in, she disappeared, and she made a big point out of it. I love the story, and I'm sure that Ankita is going to be a great storyteller. Wish her all the best, and back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful evaluation. Now, please help me welcome our second evaluator, Toastmaster Ankit sir, for evaluating Toastmaster Nipun's speech.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. If you can touch the feeling of your teammates, if you can put their needs ahead of your needs, then I can tell you, my dear friends, you are on the right leadership path. These are not my words, these are words of our speaker, Toastmaster Nipun Ahuja. I really love the way how he expressed the whole content. He presented his real life experiences, what he is using with his students, what was his experience. So this thing I really loved it. One more thing that I liked is the honesty in the content. There was some sort of feel that I could easily connect with the content. There are many times you listen a particular content and it may not have that kind of flavors, but you instantly connect with it just because of its honesty. So I sensed that kind of honesty in today's speech. The speaker was speaking from his heart, so that was clear. That's why there was no need to memorize anything. There was not any notes. He was not looking at anywhere. He was constantly sitting in one position, interacting with you all. Topic was very interesting. We, me, you, and everyone present here want to be a good leader. We want to know what are those practical tips to become a true leader. And today's speaker presented in very good approach. Now move on to certain areas to improve further. What just some sort of suggestion. I will not touch on the recommendation. These are just suggestions from my point of view. Suggestion number one, I believe if he could have quoted some incidents in detail, just in detail, how he felt when he was interacting with the students, what are some real life incidents, some sort of story. Next thing is that I felt that transitions were not so smooth when he was moving from one point to another. The path was not so clear. That was visible that he is moving from one idea to another. This should not be there in case of speech. Next thing, they constantly was sitting like this. Both hands were constant here. These hands were not sitting there. What what I loved is that the tone and the pitch of the speaker. Though he was constantly on the same pitch, but that was apt for the content. All in all, I can say that today speaker has connect, feel, and message in the speech. Just some piece of working in the content and the organization part will make his speech to the next level. So just all the best to the speaker, and I hand over stage back to Madam Janelle. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for detailed evaluation.
Thank
Now
you.
this is the time to cast your ballot for the best evaluator of the evening.
Shivali, I'll do table topics evaluation as well.
I'm really sorry. Before that, please help me welcome our President Toastmaster Karthik to evaluate the table topic speaker.
Thank you.
Over
Thank
to
you, Shivali, for handing over the stage. Well, it was little difficult helping out the table topics master and also hearing and noting down the evaluation, but I'll try and do my best in whatever I can. We had a marathon of, I think, 6 speakers today. I'll try my best. Please don't take any of the recommendations personally. It is because of my own fault that something has been found out. All right, beginning, first of all, big congratulations to everyone who volunteered to speak. That's the step in the right direction. If you are a guest and you want to speak, then that's the first step you take to conquer your fear public speaking. We heard one of the guests saying initially in the introduction that I was not turning on my camera and speaking because I had that fear. Now, if you've done this today, then I'll tell you you'll be much more comfortable in your future meetings. All right, beginning with the evaluation. The first one was Toastmaster Shivam Tiwari. What if languages don't exist? The speaker had content put up strewn across the whole 1 or 1.5 minute that the speaker spoke. Uh, the speaker talked about, even if you had those kind of symbols and all those kind of different languages, but not having those advanced languages to communicate will lead to issues. And he rightly put the point and the perspective there as far as the content was there. He built up the narrative in saying that can you do this, can you do that. But what I felt from a very experienced toastmaster is that energy could have been a little more. And yes, since he's experienced, he can add a dash of humor as well to these table topics. Just that from my end. Then next up we had there was topic more and more technology means more and more trouble. It was guest Marisha. So she again talked about see for it for yourself as to what sort of technologies are around you, what all do you use in every single day, from fans to everything. And she also put across a point saying we're getting lazy due to all of this, and new sort of issues are starting to crop up. And yes, this is leading to problem in our life. Impeccable speech for a first timer. If you are an established speaker, then yes, you had a home run. But if you were a guest and doing it for the first time, hats off to you for what you delivered. Great content, great delivery on that. Next up, there was guest Shivangi. Measure 1,000 times and cut once. Yes, again, guest had a lot of confidence going into the speech. She talked about taking the initiative to first do things, and then she turned the narrative from there to really also doing the diligence by connecting the topic of measure 1,000 times and cut once. Only thing I felt was she was little more repetitive in her content. She had made one point across that yes, you need to take the initiative. She said it 3 times, and then also do some due diligence. She said it 1 or 2 times. I mean, and that's fine. That's fine if you've not done it for a long time. But given that you were speaking very well, I would say, I mean, do it a lot more often. And these communities are the place to do it. You'll be much more impeccable in your speeches then. Then next up, we had one more guest. Uh, it was, when is it okay to lie? All right, the guest again took some thinking, and he took some time to really come up with what he wanted to say, and there was few breaks in between, but that's an encouraging sign that the guest wants to improve. And the speaker said, do whatever you want to, and even if you lie and it helps someone, please go ahead and do that. Some simple recommendation: do this more often, you'll be much better at it. And then we had a guest Pratibha. Whoever gossips about you will gossip about you. Yeah, and she drove the point home by saying it's a vicious cycle. If you start gossiping, the gossip starts to come to you and it starts consuming you. Do not get trapped in that vicious circle. One recommendation simply, yes, could be a little more dramatic. You could add a little more humor to this. Gossips generally attract humor. Then if I were invisible for a day, I honestly like the answer of the guest saying I'll rob the bank and I live off the vacation. That's the ultimate honesty I like in people's life. Yes, please do it more often to be more effective at it. Thank you. That was my evaluation. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, for your great observations. Now we can finally vote for the best evaluator of the evening.
Guys, please vote very quickly. Five more seconds and we'll close the polls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Polls are closed.
Before moving to the second round, I have a humble request to every member present in the meeting. Kindly switch on your cameras and be on the screen, guys. Okay, so let's begin the second round of the segment. Here, I'm going to invite all the auxiliary role players one by one. So our first auxiliary role player is Timer Toastmaster Winnie.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivali. So I'll be going through the time which every speaker took during their speeches. So first, starting with Toastmaster Pooja Kharbanda, 1 minute 35 seconds. Toastmaster Kapil Sharma, 50 seconds. Akash, 58 seconds. Karanveer Singh, 1 second, 1 minute 12 seconds. And Simran Dua, 1 minute 41 seconds. Then moving on to the distinguished Toastmaster Deepak Menon, he took for the first speech 49 seconds, and during the during the evaluation segment he took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Nipun Ahuja took 4 minutes and 52 seconds, and Toastmaster Ankita Kumari took 7 minutes 46 seconds. Ankit Sinha during the first speech took 35 seconds, and during the second evaluation took 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Table topic evaluator Toastmaster Karthik took 4 minutes and 29 seconds. Now moving on to the table topic speakers, guest Shivam Tiwari took 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Guest Marisa took 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Guest Shivangi took 1 minute and 23 seconds. Guest Darshan took 1 minute and 26 seconds. Guest Pratibha took 1 minute 23 seconds. And guest Shubham took 1 minute and 5 seconds. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite our language evaluator, Toastmaster Pooja.
Thank you, Shivali. First, I would like to share the word of the day used by Toastmaster Digant for 4 times, and Deepak sir also used it for 2 times. Kudos to you. Guest Manisha used it for 2 times. Karthik also used it for 2 times in evaluation segment. Now, moving ahead with the good usages, the words used are fast and furious, diligence. There was a use of the proverb try and fail, but don't fail to try, was also used to motivate the audience. Now, speaker Ankita followed the rule that to make the speech attractive, that she conveyed one sentence in Hindi, but later on she converted into English also. Now, not so good usages. Table topic question was, what if languages doesn't exist? But in place of this, it should be, what if languages don't exist? Other sentences, who else would be liking? It should be, who else likes it? That's all from my side. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pooja. Now I will invite our up-counter, Toastmaster Kapil. Over to you.
Thank you, Shivali. Dear all, please understand taking note of fillers was my job. I'm trying to do it honestly and with best of my attention. So please don't take it too hard when I read out the results. Uh, Let me begin with Digant. I'm highly impressed. You spoke for a very long period of time. However, you hardly used any filler. In fact, none. Great job. Karanveer used ah just one time during the introduction. Ankita, no filler at all. Great analogy between scuba diving and Toastmaster. Nipun used ah three times, but great speech about yourself and your beliefs. Akash Tyagi used ah 15 times. Shivani, sorry, Shivam Tiwari used are 15 times. Marisha used six times and are four times. Darshan used are six times. Pratibha used are 13 times. Shubham used are five times and like one time. Deepak sir used are just one time. Karthik used are about 15 times during your evaluation. Pooja used are four times during your evaluation. And that's about the report. And I would say these are unnecessary expressions and may distract the listener from paying attention to the main message of the speech. So, being impeccable speaker, we should try and avoid using this filler words from our speeches so that our listeners can experience the full benefit of the speech. Lastly, I would say something for the guest. I like to say you all have done commendable job appearing for the first time and giving a great speech. Thank you very much. Over back to Toastmaster.
Thank you. Now I would like to invite our parliamentarian Toastmaster Akash.
Hello, everybody. Thankfully, everyone followed most of the rules, except for one. A lot of people had their videos turned off on app at various stages of the meeting. So that is it.
That's all. Thank you. Now we have our last but not least, the person who's going to test our listening ability. So please help me welcome our listener Toastmaster Karanveer.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, once again. I welcome you to the listeners segment today, and it's the time to test your listening skills now. I hope you have heard it all. Well, let me quickly get started with the first question. In Toastmaster Ankita's speech, she mentioned that she did scuba diving in X country. What was the name of the country where she did scuba diving? With a raise of hand, Deepak sir, please go ahead.
Thailand.
Perfect. Great job on that. When Toastmaster Ankita joined her first club, what was the distance of the club from her college? Toastmaster Gajendra, you are on mute, sir.
12 kilometers.
Perfect, sir. We have impeccable listeners today. Third, we have Toastmaster Nippon mentioned three leadership styles that he has as primary leadership styles. What are those three leadership styles? Do we have someone who remembers? Yes, Gajendra, sir, please go ahead.
Uh, Three leadership style is recalling is getting difficult. Let me just recall. Yeah, I forget. Sorry, extremely sorry.
That's all right. Would someone else like to try? Yes, Toastmaster Pooja.
Yeah, it's autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire.
Okay, one of them is correct. Rest two of them are not. Yes, they can't. Please go ahead.
I think one of them is altruistic and pace setting.
Okay, altruistic is the right one. Let's not keep everyone guessing. It's democratic, altruistic, and innovative leadership style, which Toastmaster Nippon has. And the last question for today is that what is that one illegal thing that Toastmaster that guest Shubham would like to do if he gets to become invisible for a day? Yes, Shlok, would you like to answer that?
I would like to rob a bank and spend the money on vacation.
Great job on that. That was all from my side today. I would like to leave you on a note that for me, what I believe is that listeners are going to be the future leaders. When you go home back today, think about it. Listeners are going to be the future leaders. That's all. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Karandeep, for conducting the wonderful session. So now this is the time to cast the vote for the best auxiliary role player for today's meeting. And the polls are there on our screen, I guess.
Yes, they are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Please vote very quickly in the next 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, just 2 more seconds and I'm closing the polls. Guys, very quickly. 1, 2, and closed. All right, back to the general evaluator.
Thank you. So now, guys, this is the time for our final round where I'm going to share my observations for meeting in general. So I will start from the beginning. That our meeting started on time, as we always hope to start on time. So great job on EC members. Coming to the second person who starts our meeting energetically, our sergeant at arms. He read out the mission of the club nicely, as he always does. He brings the energy in the beginning, and the way he introduced our president, it was quite pleasing and encouraging. Great job, Toastmaster Kashish. Coming to our presidential address. So I always like the way Toastmaster Karthik presents any story or the thing which he tells us with a great message. So I love that story. It was meaningful. The second thing which I observed that our Toastmaster Karthik welcomed the guest warmly, which is again one of the best things for our meeting. The second thing, he informed all the guests to keep an eye on the second segment, which was the table topic segment. And in result, I saw that most of the guests were ready to participate in the segment. And that was wonderful. So great job on that, Toastmaster Karthik. Now, moving toward the host of the meeting today was our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Digant. So, first of all, I would appreciate Toastmaster Digant to show courage to come up in the meeting as a Toastmaster of the day without a theme. That was challenging. I like the way Toastmaster of the day engaged the audience in the beginning by asking questions and to interact with them one to one. The second thing I like that Toastmaster of the day try to be more positive and energetic throughout the meeting. Though there were some interactions which I would like to give as a suggestion. The first one is I found that he forgot to introduce some of the role players in the beginning, but later on he managed to do so. The second thing which I found that Toastmaster Digant used a mic, which was a kind of interaction because of that I was not able to hear sometimes properly because his voice was cracking. So I would suggest to fix this thing before the meeting. Coming to our second segment, which was a table topic segment, where our deputy table topic master played that role very well. He explained the role absolutely correctly. And the second thing which he did that he brought some interesting topics, which I personally loved. The only recommendation I have for the table topic master that we have a set pattern to invite all the speakers on the stage. What is that? We repeat the topic and the speaker name twice. For example, we say like this. For example, Toastmaster Shivali, a beautiful picture, Toastmaster Shivali. So we repeat the name and the topic twice so that our speakers understand it very well and they can start instantly. At last, he ended the segment on a positive note by encouraging all the speakers. So I love that part. Moving towards our speech evaluator. So today we listened are one of the best evaluators I have seen in my club. Distinguished Toastmaster Deepak Menon sir and Toastmaster Ankit sir. Both evaluators follow the CRC approach, which is commendation, recommendation, and commendation. They both encourage the speaker by giving positive commendation and recommendation in a very well manner so that they could improve further. So there's no recommendation. I will only say both of you, sir, keep doing the good work. And now I would like to talk about our auxiliary role players. So the one thing which I found which is common in all the auxiliary role players today, that all of them introduced, they gave introduction on a positive note. Some of them started with a quote, and rest of the people started with a positive thought and their opinion, which I loved a lot. Coming to particularly the timer's role, so I found that it was his first time. He was a debutant Toastmaster for the timer role. So he tried to explain his role very well, but he did mixing in the timing of icebreaker speech and the general speech. So what happens, our icebreaker speech timing is 4 to 6 minutes, and for the general or normal speech, it is 5 to 7 minutes. So that was the mixing over there. And the second recommendation I have for the timer, that when you're explaining that you're going to show the green, yellow, and red cards, try to show them by sharing your screen in the beginning itself. Other than that, he was comfortable and clear in his report. Moving towards our language evaluator, here I found a creativity by Toastmaster Pooja that she began the introduction of her role by connecting with no theme by giving the example of a child that I did not I did not think. So I really found it creative. Great job over there. And I liked your report as well as your introduction of the role because that was to the point. Moving towards our counter and parliamentarian, they both explained their role very well. They were also debutant, but I did not feel so. Coming to our listeners, so as we all know that Toastmaster Karanveer always comes up with the great enthusiasm and the great way to deliver or perform any role. So no recommendation for Toastmaster Karanveer. And yes, for the joke master, I must say that Toastmaster Simran, I loved your jokes. I heard them first time, so that was great. The only recommendation I have here that your voice was echoing when you were speaking. So I would suggest whenever you are coming on the screen, please check your audio and video twice so that we can avoid such interruptions. Last but not least, I would say that the meeting was conducted smoothly. All the role players showed enthusiasm, and yeah, I like the creativity which I found today. Thank you so much. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thanks, Madam General Evaluator. So I remember one thing. After listening to your evaluation report, few weeks back, I was in the evaluation contest. Now, evaluation and contest is the contest where we select the best evaluator from a specific club. And in the contest, it happens that one speaker gives the speech and then the evaluators provide their own evaluations, and based upon certain parameters, the best evaluator is judged. And some of the members in the club might have listened to my speech of the hunting expedition, where I was killing my friend in dreams. I gave the title to the contest chair, and chief judge was also in good contact with me, so I gave the title that this is the title hunting expedition. Now I will not tell about the place where it was, but due to the change in accent, it turned from hunting expedition into the haunting expedition. And most importantly, all the evaluations that I got were based upon it being not a hunting expedition but a haunting expedition. So, such amazing things happen in Toastmasters. Such funny things also happen because after that, me and my fellow friend who is also was also chief judge, we were really laughing like anything that now they have really made a really nice situation out of it. But there is also a serious business of developing ourselves. Every Toastmaster looks forward to becoming much better by way of feedbacks. Now, before I move towards this cocktail of thoughts, let me ask our most learned Toastmaster, DTM Deepak Menon sir, about one question. Sir, can you tell us that in Toastmasters, do we as Toastmaster or as club officer or as district officer or international officer, do we get any monetary benefit from Toastmasters? Sir.
There's a past international president who used to say, so I guess everybody knows that the tagline for Toastmasters is where leaders are made, right? Everybody knows that?
Yes.
Well, there was this president, past president. He was president in 2013, 2014. And he used to say, Toastmasters, where leaders are not paid. That answers your question, my friend.
Thanks, sir. So, as you have seen, we all are here on voluntary basis. Enter a club. Only a president knows the pain behind coordinating each and everything. That's for voluntary thing. A vice president education knows the pain behind coordinating the agenda. That's the voluntary thing. VP membership knows the pain behind getting the message of Toastmasters and becoming a better leader to every person that the club can access. That's a voluntary thing. And all the other leaders that Toastmaster has, they're not here for any monetary benefit. And here I would like to invite one of the other significant person who was also our second evaluator, Toastmaster Ankit Sinha, to share some thoughts that he has.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Team Modi. Just want to add up with Deepak sir's point. We are trained free of cost here. We are getting our training for leadership, for communication, just free of cost, you can literally say. So the payment is another thing. Rather, we should pay the fees that we are paying to Toastmasters International or to the club is just negligible for the benefit that we are getting. So just this kind of addition that I want to make.
Thanks, Toastmaster Ankit. And even a sergeant and ask a sergeant at arms the pain behind setting up the meeting room, the pain behind voting, pain behind managing the Zoom meeting room also. That's a voluntary thing. So friends, many people ask me that Digant, what benefit I can get from Toastmasters? I just tell them three things. I know a person who was having a little bit trouble even in speaking in table topics for just 1 minute. But that person was the international president of Toastmasters and 6 times, or I think 7 times, distinguished Toastmaster. I know a person whose father said to another Toastmaster, please make a man out of this boy. And that person was the first Asian champion of world champion public speaking, Dhananjay Hityarachi. And I know a person who is sitting in this room, who has joined this meeting as a Toastmaster or as a guest, who has potential to become a leader, not just in Toastmasters, but in the normal life also. With this, I have this craving to look forward to that day when the face of that person gets uncovered and I will be standing in the audience clapping for that person. With this, I want you all to just give yourself a chance. Maybe we will be giving you a standing ovation. So with this, I hand over the screen back to the presiding officer for the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Digant. That was a great meeting. We got to know a lot about the inner world of Toastmasters, and it was great to hear appreciation for all the club officers from you. And yes, from the meeting, yes, it was a greatly executed meeting. And to be honest, and I always try to be honest, I'm seeing a little slip in quality as far as the Auxies are concerned. Yes, we are new, but CDTM stands for excellence and we inspire others. So if Vice President Education is there and quality team is there, please take note of it and we should improve on that. At this point, let's have the ballots for the mega prize of the meeting. The ballots are on your screen right now. Toastmaster Dedi, Toastmaster Digant Mittal, Table Topics Master Toastmaster Akash Tyagi, and the General Evaluator Toastmaster Shivali Chauhan. All right, 5 more seconds and we'll just close it up. 1, 2. All right. I'll give 2 more seconds because we are in a tie. 3, 4. Please vote. Whosoever votes now decides the winner. Please vote very quickly. 5, 6, 7, and the winner's name is sealed. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for voting. And yes, I must commend every single person who's putting their efforts in ensuring that the meetings run. A general observation to every single person before I let you go. If you are taking up a role, ensure that you are there in the meeting by 7:05. Yes, you may be new. Welcome to the world. But ensure that you are there by 7:05. It doesn't look good on anyone's part to call you up and then say, hey, please come to the meeting. It is your responsibility. And yes, Simran and Kashish and everyone who's really, who also is part of the agenda team, please ensure that it goes into part of the briefing. Yes, we have a lot of new Toastmasters who joined in, so we'll run into the issues. But if we institutionalize all of these things, then our quality will be much more better. And as far as the time perspective is concerned, I'm always proud of our club. I have attended meetings of several clubs. They never start on time and they always end a lot later. And our club is something that you can see it's still 3 minutes left in the meeting and we are almost over with the whole meeting. So I'm mighty proud of what the team does. But yes, please take this feedback seriously and yes, work on it. And yes, before I let you go, I have a few things to announce. Before I announce the results, actually, I have a few things to announce. We are having the elections for the post of Vice President membership and Secretary happening in the next meeting. So if you want to take up those roles, please give your name to the election chair, Toastmaster Ankit Sinha. All right. And and also do ensure that you attend that meeting. Although it isn't shouldn't be a case that you don't have to take up a role, so you don't attend the meeting. Why so? Because quorum needs to be there. So it is mandatory that every single person should be there to call it a valid vote, and then the person whoever gets elected is legally or eligible to be elected as part of the executive committee. Hence, it is very important that every single member of the club attend the next meeting. And we won't have just the elections. We'll have a group discussion. We'll have table topics, and we'll try and make most of the time that we have. All right, and also we've been seeing a low take up in terms of the number of roles. We've told you that you should volunteer to take up roles, and it shouldn't be the other way around, that the vice president education or the agenda team should always reach out to you and say, please take up the roles. Hence, we are adding an incentive to you taking up roles now. Now, in the official WhatsApp group of CDTM, there is a role booking sheet that is pinned. All right, in that sheet, you are supposed to put your names. Now, the incentive is that whosoever person puts their names will get extra points for the Member of the Month award. All right, next meeting we'll have the monthly awards as well. So the point system is that if you put your name for an auxiliary role player, you get 1 point. And also, if the Vice President Education confirms you for that meeting or whichever meeting, then you get 1 extra point for that. For evaluation, if you take up to be an evaluator, you get 2 points. And if you take up to be a Toastmaster of the day or a general evaluator, you get 3 extra points. And yes, a simple feedback to all the new people that have joined in, please schedule your speech. You should deliver your speech by the fourth meeting for sure. I am seeing people taking up auxiliary role players after auxiliary role players. There has to be an end to it. You have to deliver your speech. And once you've delivered your speech, you should automatically be working on TMOD. I am seeing a very low uptake for both of these. We even had to call a speaker from outside in the meeting, not something we like. We want every single member of the club to participate and grow. All right, so there's your incentive. If you volunteer and the Vice President Education confirms your name for that role, you get extra points now. Also, now to increase the uptake for our initiatives, there is an initiative called Idiom of the Week. What we are also doing is that if you reply to make a sentence out of that idiom for the week, you also get one extra point for the member of the month. So if you're ambitious, you want your name on that award, and yes, we may give you a trophy if we move to physical meetings. So yes, if you want that trophy and you want to keep it in that cabinet, volunteer and participate as much as possible in all the initiatives of the EC. All right, it's time for the results now. I won't take much time since I'm causing delays. All right, let's have the results now very quickly. Ballots for the best speaker, Toastmaster Ankita Kumari, Toastmaster Nipun Ahuja. Who won? Quick guesses, very quick guesses.
Toastmaster Ankita Kumari.
Yes, Toastmaster Ankita Kumari it is. Congratulations, Toastmaster Ankita Kumari. All right, the best auxiliary role player, time at Vineet, Toastmaster Vineet Nair, language evaluator, Toastmaster Pooja Karmanda, our counter, Toastmaster Kapil Sharma, parliamentarian, Toastmaster Akash Dabas, listener, Toastmaster Karanveer Singh, and joke master, Toastmaster Simran Dua. Who won? Who won? Quick guesses. All right, it was the guy who was very attentive in the meeting, the listener, Toastmaster Karanveer Singh. Congratulations, Toastmaster Karanveer. All right, then the best table topic speaker. We had six speakers today, 5 guests and 1 Toastmasters. Toastmaster Shivam Tiwari, guest Marisha, guest Shivangi, guest Darshan Singh, guest Pratibha, and guest Shubham. Who won? Who won? All right, I can see Marisha's name in the chat. Anyone else vouching for Marisha? All right, I see more hands. Yes, guest Marisha it is. Congratulations, guest Marisha, on winning, being the best table topic speaker today. All right, best evaluator, we had DTM Deepak Menon, Toastmaster Ankit Sinha, and Toastmaster Karthik Bhatia, who was the table topics evaluator. All right, who was the best evaluator, guys?
Deepak sir, Karthik.
We can't share the award. There was one clear winner. Who? Please. All right, it was the most experienced Toastmaster in our club, DTM Deepak Menon. Congratulations, Deepak sir. All right, now the grand prize, the best role player. Toastmaster Digant Mittal, Table Topics Master Toastmaster Akash Tyagi, and General Evaluator Toastmaster Shivali Chauhan.
Toastmaster Shivali.
Digant Mittal.
All right, it was a close fight. But it was our General Evaluator Toastmaster Shivali Chauhan who managed to win. Congratulations, Toastmaster Shivali Chauhan. All right, thank you everyone. Before I let you go, please wear masks whenever you are outside, and get your parents vaccinated. I know a lot of people are enthusiastic to get back into the physical meetings, but yes, the situation is not so conducive. And if you get your parents vaccinated, that will only help the cause. So ensure that you get your parents vaccinated in these uncertain times. And I'll see you back next week. And all the guests are requested to stay for the guest briefing. All right. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. See you in the elections meeting next week.
Bye, everybody. Good night.
Bye, sir. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Karthik, do you want me to create a breakout room?
I think we only have guests left. So
Okay.
I think it should be manageable. Yeah. Who wanted to speak?
I wanted to. Okay, after guest leave. Okay.
Yeah, Devan, we can connect separately. I think we will do the guest briefing. It's getting a little late.
I doubt that I might not be able to be in the next meeting. I doubt.
Next meeting?
Yeah.
I'm saying after this, we'll have a call.
No, it's okay. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Sure.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, Akriti, you can begin the briefing now. Everyone, please turn on your videos first. Hello, guys. Yes, good evening, and yes, thank you for staying back. We had a lot of guests, but the guests have a notorious problem of leaving during the meeting. You are the only true ones who want to become Toastmasters. So thank you for staying till the end. And yes, so first of all, I would like to know about your experience. Guest Darshan and Marisha, if you could also turn on your videos, please. So please talk about your experience. And yes, this is going to be a very informal segment now. All the rules and decorums and everything are off. And yes, you can talk in Hindi also if you want. So everything is open. Talk about your experiences first. How did you feel about the meeting today?
Okay, since we have no volunteers, guest Tanmay, why don't you start?
Okay, this meeting was very inspiring for me. I met new people, there are new ideas, they are so innovative, and I learned from them. And I look forward to be a member of the Toastmaster in future.
All right, great. So, guest Shlok.
Hi everyone. The experience was great. I have attended a few meetings in my college as well, and I'm really excited to now finally join the club. Thank you.
All right, great. Guest Pratibha.
Yeah, even I really liked the experience. In fact, I think I never knew that I was such a nervous speaker, which is something that I discovered. But it was really great. I look forward to joining the club.
Okay, thank you. Guest Shivangi.
Yes, I've been to CDTM before and I wasn't sure then, but I'm sure I want to join now.
Okay, that is great. That is the other question that I was about to pose to you. That this was the second meeting, and I hope you would have made a mind. Clearly, you have. So, a member from our team will get in touch with the people who have made their minds, and we'll connect with you for the further details. Guest Marisha.
Yeah, it was a great experience, and I highly appreciate the efforts that everybody in this club is making, to expand it and to keep it working even in the pandemic. But one little feedback that I have for you that I have also attended Andheri Toastmasters via online platform only. But I felt that in this meeting was way slower than that meeting. That meeting was very fast, with its approach and with the rules and with the clarity. Everything was, shown via PPT, that why you should join the club, what all will happen in this club, and all of those things and all. So everything was virtual, and I could take interest in that. Whereas in this meeting, I felt the need to constantly concentrate and pay attention. And if I look somewhere else for a minute, I will lose track of what was going on. So
Yeah,
I think
Marisha, can
that
I
could.
know, was it a corporate club or a college club or which club was it?
Oh, no. Toastmasters Andheri. I attended Toastmasters
Andheri. So
Andheri.
yeah, I'm just saying it was a community club or a college or a company or where was it?
No, it was similarly like this only. I found the
Okay.
link. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to, I would try and get in touch with them and also try and learn few lessons
Yeah.
about how we
I
can
mean,
improve.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry if that offended you. I just was meaning to,
No, we are only looking for ways because when you talked about it being fast, why I was asking that question because
Yeah.
the corporate and the college, this thing, the clubs, they have a different structure. Those are very fast. Those are very fast because the time is very limited there, and you have less speakers there. So that's why I was trying to check if you had attended a meeting there. So your experience would be totally different in two types of club. But yes, if it's a community club and it's
Yeah,
doing
well,
great,
that
I'll
is possible.
definitely, yeah, try and get in touch with them. Great. Yeah, and yes, that's the kind of feedback we would need because many people who
Thank
are
you
part
for
of the club,
considering.
they don't give this kind of feedback. And if people coming are from outside, they give this kind of feedback. So greatly appreciated. Yes, anyone else left to speak? Yes, Darshan is
Thank
left.
you.
Moreover, I would like to, can I present?
Yes, please go ahead.
I would like to say that you should tell the people that for how long the session would be, as they can manage their time as well.
All right. We will have that put up then. We'll have that put up. Yeah. Thank you for that feedback.
Also, just
Hello, it's
sorry, sorry,
Darshan
Darshan, go
here.
ahead.
Yes, Darshan, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah. I just want to say I got a bit nervous in the my round. So yeah, I just want to uh, join this club to improve my communication skills and public speaking. I get nervous a lot while talking in when lot of people are there. So yeah, I just want to improve all these things.
Yes,
So
yes, and I'll tell you, this is the right platform to do it. I mean, I'm not going to trying to sell it because I don't make any money out of it. I end up putting a lot of time and sometimes a personal money to it. But yes, from my own experience, if you talk about just the nervousness, it's only there for 1 or 2 months. That is all. That is all. If you want to understand, beyond that is quality. And then your
yes,
education, your environment, and the people you work with, and all sort of things combine in terms of how you deliver, and those things will improve with time. As far as
yes,
nervousness is concerned, I'm telling you, it's only a matter of 1 or 2 months at max. You'll speak flawlessly after 1 or 2 months.
yes. Okay, sir.
Yeah. All right, and also do drop your number in the chat box, and Akriti, please make note of that so we can get in touch with Darshan and whoever wants to join. All right, anyone else who also wants to say? Is this a completely informal space now? No one is going to put any evaluation, so you can speak whatever you want.
Yeah, I think I would like to add one point. I think considering that this meeting has like almost exceeded 2 hours, would would it be possible to probably like have a 1 hour slot? I understand there are a lot of components to the meeting and we want more participation, but probably if there could be if we could be divided into two blocks or because it's really I mean weekly devoting 2.5 hours to something like this is a little challenging. I personally feel so. I'm not sure about others.
Yeah, so I'll tell you. I mean, if you ask me in a simple terms, I would say no. And if you ask any tour community club in across the world in Toastmasters, they would also say no. Because the way these meetings runs, there is a set standard and a set format to every single community club, and that's how we also run our meetings. Now there are other clubs, there are corporate clubs or college clubs where the timings are little less, but as far as the community clubs are concerned, there has to be prepared speech, there has to be a table topics, there has to be an evaluation. All these three things are necessary as part of every meeting, and that's how we are able to derive the maximum value out of it. So these three aspects in every single meeting are necessary, where you come prepared on what to speak, you don't come prepared and you speak, and third, you get evaluated on everything you speak. So these three things have to be covered, and yes, that's the way it has been working across every single community club everywhere. Now, some clubs may try to twist it, but then it also compromises on the quality of the meetings, because Toastmasters is not just this club, it goes beyond this. Our Toastmasters get selected from this club, they represent at area, they represent at division, they represent at international level as well. And if I start missing out any of the single components, then they won't be able to rise in the whole Toastmaster circle or whatever it is. So all these three things are important, and we have competitions for all these three things from time to time. So that has to be a part of it. Yeah.
Okay, got
All
it.
right. Yes. Any other queries or any other doubts or anything that you guys have before I come to the fee structure? All right. I don't hear any questions at this point. So I'll come straight up to the fee structure. So there are two kinds of fees that everyone needs to pay. One is lifetime fees, which is 2,000 rupees. That is again same across the world, where this is the fees you need to pay to become a Toastmaster for life. All right. Now, what do you get as by becoming a Toastmaster? Is that you can join the meeting of any other club. Right now, it's virtual. You can even attend meetings in Europe or US or wherever you want, and you won't have to pay this amount again. You relocate to a new city, you can join the club there. So that's just one time fees, doesn't goes to us, goes to the Toastmasters International. All right. Then there is something called as club fees, which is collected on monthly basis, but it only works on a 6 month cycle. All right. So it isn't possible that you pay for this month and not for next month. Toastmasters is a long journey. You go through a complete journey, and it has to be, you have to go through a 6 monthly cycle. And that's the same way it works across all the clubs in the world. And in our club, the fees is 1,000 rupees. Now, why this 1,000 rupees per month? Around 600 rupees, I think 600 or 650 goes to Toastmasters International each month, where they provide you the resources for all your speaking material. All right. You today you would have heard that Toastmaster Nipun Ahuja is delivering speech from level one, this project, that path. So there is a pathway that Toastmaster provides you all the resources, because it isn't a case that you just wake up someday and say, "Oh, I want to speak on this," and you start speaking. I mean, Toastmasters is also about leadership. So it you explore your leadership facets about presenting skills, about researching, about being good in marketing, all those kind of facets, and those are provided through a pathway. So Toastmaster International charges money to every single person to have access to those resources. What about those 350 rupees left? Those 350 rupees are used by us to pay for two things. One is the Zoom license, and second, the rent for the facility. Today's meeting was actually supposed to happen in a physical setting. Last week it happened in Connaught Place, but we had to call it off because of the cases, and few people in our club are COVID positive. So we had to take this meeting virtually. So for those 350 rupees account for two things, where we book a very big meeting room where all the people come in and then do all this speaking. And also we have to pay for Zoom licenses. That is all. No one makes money out of it, and no one does anything out of it. Whatever small amount is left, that we use up in celebrations and birthdays and whatever things that we have in our club. All right. So is the fee structure clear? Now, if you may go to some clubs and they may charge you 700 or something, but then understand the kind of infrastructure they will provide. Now they conduct their meetings in parks, in people's home, in schools. All right, those are not the kind of settings that you would want to deliver your speech. We take up proper air-conditioned meeting facilities in hostels, and that's where we conduct our meeting. And we are located at a prime location in Connaught Place, so that also attracts some prime charges to it. So that's about our club. Now, the USP of our club is that it is one of the oldest clubs in Delhi and across the North India. And you also saw the international president of the entire world as a member of this club. So this club attracts people from different ages, and that's what we vouch for. And that simple thing. I mean, if you want to join, yes, very welcome. And if you want to even attend more meetings, we can give you more meetings, but there's a cap of 2 or 3 at max. After that, you'll have to let us know if you want to be a part of the club or not. So that's about me. I hope I have made the fee structure much more clear. So if you join now, you'll have to pay 8,000 rupees, which is 2,000 plus 6,000. The 6,000 is for April to September. All right. And that's the way it works across the world, not something unique to our club. Toastmasters is a slow moving thing. You take time, and hence there is no membership fees. It's only a 6 monthly cycle on how it works. All right. So I hope I have made myself clear. If anyone has any questions, please ask your questions.
Is it mandatory to attend the meeting offline in the present situation?
So yeah, the way we worked around on the offline meetings is that till the 30th of May, at least every single meeting will be in hybrid mode, not completely physical. So we will have a laptop, we will have a screen, we'll have cameras, and some of the role players in the meeting will be attending from their homes and some from the setup. That's how we've been doing it. Because there are few people who were comorbid and hadn't been vaccinated, we allowed this. So at least till the 30th of May, 31st of May, or whatever it is going to be the case. But then the club will have a re-vote at the end of 30th of May. Every single decision is done by voting. So whatever the club decides, if the club decides to continue going with hybrid, then yes, and you will have a chance to speak. Do not think that the club will just vote. It's a 1 hour long meeting where everyone has to speak and put forth their views. And if you are able to convince the members of the club to continue hybrid, we'll continue hybrid. But seeing the current situation, I think till 30th April we are all locked in. I don't want to put anyone through any agony of attending the meeting in the physical mode. So yes, and that's how things will move on.
So we do
All
have a choice whether or not we want to go offline or online.
Yes, till 30th of May, you have every right. We do not push any single person. You have every right to attend every single meeting through your home. But on the 31st of May, before that, we'll have a re-vote. And we'll have a few options with us. One is to go all virtual if people decide. One is to go all physical if people decide. One is to go all hybrid if people decide. All right, we'll have all these options put up. Whatever people vote on, we'll have to stick with that. We are not going to push anything. It's people who decide. All right.
Hmm.
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so just in case if you're not able to continue for like say 6 months due to any relocation or something, do you think it's feasible to just continue maybe for like 4 months and then, or 6 months is mandatory timeline?
So I'll tell you how this works is that there are people who are moving across cities, and that's how it generally used to work. And the way this works is that if you are a Toastmaster, then you have to be a member for 6 months. And once you've relocated or you see, okay, I don't find this club better for my shooting and I should join another club, then you get relocated to another club automatically. All right. So what you will have to do is that you will have to find another club for the rest 2 months that you've paid, and we'll tag you to that club and you can be a member of that club. All right. And if they charge less, then we'll pay you back. And if they charge more, you will have to pay them. All right. So membership only works on 6 month cycle. But the moment you decide to leave the club, you'll have to tell us which club you want to be part of. We'll tag you to that club.
So also, does it have to be an immediate decision? Like if we take 1 month to find the club we want to continue with for the next 2 months. So does that have to happen necessarily immediately, or can we take some buffer time before we let you know?
You have your own time. It's only a matter of clicking few buttons for us. You take your own time. You tell us when your final decision is. We will put your membership to the other number. Everyone has a unique membership ID. We only need to communicate that, and automatically your transfer happens.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Any other question about it? I would request everyone to please put your numbers on the WhatsApp so we can stay in touch. And also, if you have any doubts, you can get in touch with us, because so many people join in every single meeting, and it gets difficult to trace people who talk to us. All right. So yeah, I hope I've made everything clear. And yes, Darshan and Shivangi, Akriti, please get in touch with them. Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Please drop your WhatsApp numbers here on the
I
chat box.
guess Darshan has not dropped his number. So guess Darshan, if you are listening, please drop in your number also. All right, I'll connect with the person who is taking care of
All
it.
right. Okay. Great. All right. Thank you guys for staying till the end. And yes, given the amount of time that we are giving in briefings, you won't find it anywhere else.